Hello everyone, my name is Alexis and welcome back to Ignite Your Growth Day 3. Make sure, like all days, you have your journal and a pen or the workbook, which if you don't have the workbook, make sure that you have signed up at the link in the description box below to get it. Once you have that, we're going to start into Tadasana at the top of your mat. So make sure your feet are hip width apart, find your hip points, look down and match your feet to those hip points, and then just bring your hands one over the other to rest on your heart center. Like I said, today's theme is resolve. And the clearest way to describe this is, how do you deal with challenge? So the postures and moves that we're going to be going through today are all about binds and balances, which are both generally challenging postures. They test our patience with ourselves, they test how much grace we can offer our bodies, and they also test our own limits. They test how well we know our limits and how well we know to keep going and how well we know when we need to stop. So what we're going to do today is work through a series of balances, and I want you to pay attention to how do you react if you fall out of a pose or you can't quite make a bind, or maybe the position your body is forming doesn't look like mine. How do you react? And do you react with frustration and anger, or do you react with sort of a gung-ho, it's okay, grace towards yourself? Go ahead and just take a few more deep breaths in. Maybe tune in to how you feel already. And then go ahead and open your eyes, transfer your weight into your right foot, and hug your left knee into your chest. Make a few circles one way with the foot and then the other. We're just going right into balancing poses. I want you to be fully aware of how your balance is going to be different every day, depending on depending on if you're warm or not. So just see how you do today. Go ahead and use your left hand to guide your knee to the left, kind of opening up your hip a little bit. You can keep your right hand on your hip if that helps you keep stable. Remember, in all balancing poses, scoop your abs back to the spine, lengthen your tailbone down. Bring your left knee back to center, both hands on hips, and straighten that left leg out in front of you. And it's okay if it's bent. It's okay if it's 6 inches off the floor. It doesn't have to be as high or straight as my leg. That's not the point, right? I want you to pay attention to how you react, how much you try in this pose, and if you know when you need to back off. Beautiful. Go ahead and point your toe and carry your leg back behind you, setting it down on the mat to come into your high lunge position. Make sure your right knee is nice directly over your ankle, and you're really pressing through your mat with both feet. We're going to bring our arms into eagle arms. So right arm comes underneath the left, binding your hands once or twice. This makes balancing in high lunge a little tricky, and it is preparation. We are working our way up to eagle pose today, which is a challenging balance. But again, I want you to pay attention to how do you react to challenge? How do you react to more challenging poses? Maybe a pose you've never done before, or maybe a pose that is hard for you. Pay attention more to how you react. Unwind your arms. Bring your right arm to your left thigh and twist to the right. Lifting the left arm up overhead, sort of a turn twist a little bit. Just breathe here. Find one point to focus on in all of your balancing postures. And of course that will change depending on which posture you're in. Beautiful. Take another deep breath. Come back to center. And then just step to the top of the mat. Beautiful. Give your feet a wiggle. If you fall out of any pose, that's okay. Again, I just want you to pay attention. How do you react when you fall out of a pose or when you can't achieve it the way you want? Transfer your weight into your left foot, hug the right knee into your chest, and make some circles with that right foot, one way and then the other way, warming up that ankle a little bit. And then using the right hand, guide that knee open to the right. You might not go very far either, and that's okay. Again, the point is not to go as far as me or farther than me. The point is to just test your balance, see how you react, and offer yourself the opportunity of a second chance. Continue to breathe here, and then bring your knee back to center. I just fell out of my balancing pose. Totally good. Bring both hands to your hips and straighten your right leg out in front of you as much as you can. And it's okay, again, if it's not straight or not perpendicular or parallel to the floor. Take another deep breath in. Beautiful. Point those right toes and send the right leg back behind you, planting it on the mat to come into your high lunge position. Bring your arms to 90 degrees in front of you. Bring the left arm underneath the right, binding once or twice for your eagle arms. Find one point to focus on just past your arms. I already mentioned this, but in yoga we call this your drishti point. It is an immovable spot that you can focus your attention on. So we focus on our drishti point, we section our abs back into our spine, we lengthen our tailbone down to the mat, and we press our feet into the mat. These are the 4 pieces that help keep us stable in balancing postures. But even still, you can do all those things and fall out, and that's okay. Bring your left arm around behind you, twisting to the left. Right arm reaches up to the sky, and left arm rests on your thigh. If it can't reach your thigh, that's fine. Just rest it on your hip or your left thigh, and that's totally fine. Look wherever is comfortable, but find one point to focus on no matter where you look. You're doing amazing. Come back to center and step to the top of the mat. Beautiful. Give your feet a wiggle. Bring your hands to heart center and take a breath. Pause. Reflect. How did you react? How did you face the challenge of the balancing poses? Maybe you can think of challenges you face in your real life. Do you react to those challenges similarly to how you react to challenges on your yoga mat? Take a moment and reflect. Beautiful. Transfer your weight into your right foot now. And we're going to come right into warrior 3. So extend the left leg behind you, and as you lift the left leg, bring the torso down. You can bend your right knee if you need to. You can also always use the back of a chair or a wall or a counter to help you balance. Hold the balance as much as you can. Again, if you fall out or you have to put your foot on the mat, that's fine. I just want you to pay attention to how you react when you fall out, because we all always fall out of balancing poses. Come back to standing, hug that left knee up towards your chest, and bring the left ankle to the right thigh, and bend the right knee, coming into our standing pigeon pose. Now, if this is really hard, you can always fold forward and reach your hands down to the mat. You'll get more of a hip hamstring stretch that way. Or again, you can always use the back of a chair. Go ahead and stand up all the way. This time, wrap the left foot around the right leg as much as you can. And then bring your arms to 90 degrees. Wrap the right arm underneath the left for your eagle pose. And it's okay if you can't hold this. It's okay if you can't double wrap your legs and your arms. Beautiful. Come on out of it. Give everything a wiggle. You did amazing. No matter how you did amazing. Because you tried, right? I mean, that's what counts. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a breath. Remind yourself you're capable. Give yourself grace. Open your eyes. And we'll transfer our weight into our left foot now, extending the right foot behind us into our warrior 3. Your right leg and your torso move in unison. So don't bend forward more than your right leg can lift. You want your whole torso and right leg to be in a straight line. Keep that right foot super flexed. Keep your drishti point. Even in this pose, keep your core engaged. Doing amazing. Inhale, come up to a straight spine. Bring that right ankle on top of your left thigh and bend the left knee, coming into your standing pigeon pose. Breathe here. Make a modification if you need it. If you come out of it, just come right back into it. with every balancing pose. Even if you come out of it, don't give up. Come right back into it and have at least one successful second in there. If you're continuing on to eagle, wrap your right leg around the left and then bring your arms to 90 degrees. And this time, left arm comes under right. Binding once or twice for your eagle arms. We're only 10 minutes into class and you've already done some really challenging balancing poses. Go ahead and release eagle pose. Give everything a wiggle. Wiggle out your ankles, wiggle out your wrists. You can stay where you are at the top of your mat. I'm going to come to the middle of my mat so you can see me better. Bring your feet a little wider than hip width apart, toes facing out, and we're going to sink into our malasana squat. So it's okay if you can't go all the way down. Just go down as far as you can. If you can come down a little bit more and need a block under your bum, do so. Or if you want to sink all the way down like I am, by all means, go for it. Really press your hands together, press your elbows into your thighs, widening your knees outward. Maybe close your eyes here. Take a few grounding breaths. Very nice. Bring your right hand to the mat in front of you and open up your left arm to the sky. And if you would like to, you can try for bound malasana, reaching your arms around your right leg, clasping behind your back. If you don't want to do this, if your shoulders are not feeling it, if you're not feeling it, don't do it. That's fine. Go ahead and release. Come back to center, hands pressed together, pressing into your thighs with your elbows. Take one more deep breath in. Then bring your left hand forward onto the mat. Open the right arm up to the sky. And if you would like, wrap your arms binding behind your back, wrapping around the left leg. Beautiful. Come back to center. I know you've held it for a long time. I'm super proud of you. Come on up, stand back up out of your malasana. Heel toe your feet so they're all the way touching together. Maybe give your ankles a little wiggle. Bring your hands either to heart center or to your hips. And we're going to lower all the way down onto our toe balance, just like we did yesterday in our second day of Ignite Your Growth. If you need to bring your hands to the mat, do so. Otherwise, try your balance by bringing your hands to heart center. If you're feeling stable, you can try closing your eyes and see how that affects your balance. Again, all the while, paying attention. How do you react to challenge? How do you react to maybe something that's hard for you? Beautiful. Release it. Bring your bum to the mat. Wiggle out your ankles. Make some windshield wiper motions with the legs. Beautiful. For today's journaling practice, you can either journal in a comfortable seat with legs crossed, or you can bring your legs out into a straddle, which I'll demonstrate in just a moment. But either one you can pick. Grab some blocks, use them up as a little table if you like. And you can either have your legs crossed or have your legs extended like I am here. The journaling prompt for today is I want you to reflect on what we've been reflecting this whole class. How do you deal with challenge? Maybe think of a specific challenge you've had to face recently and examine how you reacted. How did you handle it? How do you wish maybe you'd handled it differently? And this is not to shame yourself. I want you to examine just the facts and be kind to yourself. We don't always address challenge the way we want to, and that's okay because it's a practice, right? We constantly get better the more we practice. So just journal on how you handle challenging situations, what you're proud of in those situations, and maybe write a little bit about what you see on the mat with how you handle challenging postures on the mat and how that echoes into your real life. Take a few minutes. I will cue you when we're ready to switch out of the journaling practice. Begin to finish your thought. You can always come back to this if you would like. Go ahead and set your journal and pen aside. If you are using the blocks for a little table, set those aside. Bring your knees back together if you have them in a straddle position. And we're just going to swing around onto our backs. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And then extend your legs out long, relaxing into your Shavasana. Whenever we face any challenge, no matter how big or small, it is significantly important to take rest. So we did several really challenging postures today. So all I want you to do right now is lay down on your mat, close your eyes, and relax into the ground for your Shavasana. Deepen your breaths. Make any movements that will bring you back into your body, and hug your knees into your chest. Roll over onto your one side for fetal pose. And before we sit up into our meditation seat, whatever stressors you had or frustrations you had with your ability to hold or not hold these balances, I want you to just imagine leaving that on the mat, leaving it in the earth, so that when you rise up for your meditation seat, you are leaving behind any shame and any tendency to be hard on yourself. When you're ready, come up into a seated position, cross your legs in front of you, and begin to breathe. For today's mudra, bring one hand to face up in your lap and the other face down. So the hand that is face up is receptive. The hand that is face down is grounding. Both things we need when we face any sort of strife or challenge in life and in our yoga mat. Focus on your breath. Pay attention to how it feels. The mantra we're going to work with today, that you will repeat for the duration of the meditation in your mind, is: I face life's challenges with grace and ease. I face life's challenges with grace and ease. I face life's challenges with grace and ease. Continue repeating the mantra in your mind for the next few moments. Go ahead and release the mantra, release the mudra, and take a big breath in and exhale it out like a sigh. One more time. Big deep breath in through the nose. Exhale it out like a sigh. You did great work today. When you're ready, inhale the arms down, around, and up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for doing this pretty challenging class with me today. If you are not signed up for the challenge and not receiving the emails or the workbook, make sure you click the link in the description box below to do so. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and have enjoyed Ignite Your Growth so far. Make sure you subscribe for the final 2 videos of Ignite Your Growth coming tomorrow. And until I see you then, have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.